Welcome back to my channel, and this is my go-to summery everyday look. Picking up the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water to just feel that hydration in my skin and to help my makeup last all day. Using the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in shade 15, I am going ahead and covering some of my troubled areas, which it's just going to help cancel out that unwanted red that I'm not looking forward to seeing ever. And I'm using a round buffing brush to really blend out my concealer. So this brush is very dense with soft but still stiff bristles. And this brush gives you a very flawless, perfect blended finish. Using the Urban Decay Naked Skin and Revlon Colorstay foundation, mixing those shades together, I customize my perfect foundation color. And also the shades that I used will be linked in the description bar down below. Using the same brush as before, I'm going to just buff this foundation into the skin and make it look like I was born with it. Going in again with the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in shade 15 to just highlight and help cover a little bit more of that red that peeks through on the tops of my cheeks. I'm going to also place a little bit of that concealer around my nostrils and on all the high points of my face where I would put highlighter, which would be chin, forehead, and down the bridge of the nose and on top of the cupid's bow of your lip. Using Ricky's 3D blender. And now you're going to want to blend, baby, blend it out. And yes, just a damp sponge will work. Using a thin layer all over my face of Nye translucent powder and then going in using a technique called baking. It's going to really lock in your makeup, and the reason it's called baking is because it is trapping the heat of your skin in, which causes it to get a little warmer, and so it is cooking that concealer, making it last a lot longer. I apply this technique to any areas that I normally crease or touch often throughout the day. Picking up a Morphe angled brush, I'm going to be using the NYX Cosmetics Contour Kit. And I'm just roughly chiseling out my cheekbone. And now trying to slim all the chins down by just adding a little bit of a shadow to disguise it. And of course, blending that on the jawbone up towards the ear. Using the Becca and Jaclyn Hill Champagne Collection Face Palette. And the blush shade that I'm going to be using is Rose Spritz. Applying this beautiful shimmery rose pink shade all over my cheeks, focusing most of the product on the apples of my cheeks, just slightly bringing it back. And now I'm removing all of that wonderful baking that we were doing, getting rid of any excess powder just with a fluffy Morphe brush. Nye translucent powder, I'm going to go ahead and pick that up with my damp sponge and just clean up right under where I did my contour to make sure it's a nice sharp line. Using the Real Techniques blush brush that I used for my blush, I'm going to be dipping into the same palette, and I will be using the Champagne Pop color, which is a peachy gold undertone highlighter, and applying that to my cheeks, on the apples of my cheeks. Using a different Real Techniques brush, I'm going to be using Prosecco Pop, which is just a more true gold highlighter, and I will be placing that on the tops of my cheekbones in a C shape towards my eyebrows. And going back in with Champagne Pop, applying that on the Cupid's bow, the bridge of the nose, and a little bit on the forehead, because again, my forehead's tiny. Using a fluffy brush, which I could not figure out which brush it was because my puppy thought it was a good idea to have an expensive chew toy. Figure it out and leave it linked down below. And I'm just lightly dusting the Stark from Urban Decay all over the lid. Moving into my brows, I'm using Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in the shade Dark Brown. Focusing more of the product on the tail of the brow, filling in any sparse areas. And then I will gently comb through my brows, buffing out any harsh lines that I've created, just to help blend it all together. You will want to set your eyebrows with some type of brow gel. My favorite is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. And that way when you, have an itch or a little dibble of sweat on your brow, you don't wipe your whole brow off. So I'm just going to curl my lashes, and this is not an expensive lash curler or anything. I believe it was a $3 lash curler, and I will leave everything linked down below again in case you forgot. Check it out. And by curling your lashes, it's just gonna open up your eyes a little bit more. Using my favorite mascara, it is the Benefit Roller Lash, and I'm just gonna do a nice coat of mascara, and I place it on the top, or I guess you would say both sides of my lashes. That way they look really nice and dark, and when I shut my eyes, that you don't really see my blonde lashes. And when I'm applying my mascara, I push my lashes up and out to give it a little bit more of a shape. Using my go-to everyday lip color, it is from Stila Cosmetics in the shade Patina. I'm just going to line my lips with it, and fill them in. Yes, I did forget to do this step. You'll want to go ahead and clean up that powder that's underneath your contour. And we're out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please share with your friends, your family. Let me know what you want to see next. And remember, subscribe so you'll get alerted when I do videos next.